Try to let go of all of the nonsense that you put me through. I give it all to you, I do it all for you. Maybe this feeling's overdue. You're uninvited, you wanna hold me close, but I know what you up to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do? Come to you, come to you. You're mine, mine, mine. It's right, right, right. It's right, 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 right now. Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do? Come to you, come to you. You're mine, mine, mine. It's right, right, right. It's right, 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 right now. Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do? Come to you, come to you. I try to let go of all of the nonsense that you put me through. I give it all to you, I do it all for you. Maybe this feeling's overdue. You're uninvited, you wanna hold me close, but I know what you up to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do? Come to you, come to you. You're mine, mine, mine. It's right, right, right. It's right, 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 right now. Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do? Come to you, come to you. You're mine, mine, mine. It's right, right, right. It's right, 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 right now. Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do? Come to you, come to you.
But when there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust, memories and frame a past we simply let fade. Oh, but I don't close the door, waiting a chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane, it's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Alright, everybody, we are live. We are back again with Genshin.
Where do you want to go next?
Alright.
If you'd like to see Liyue's
No, I don't.
spot.
So, I didn't really think which one, like, exactly fully what I wanted to do today. It was either going to be this really long one, and we're going to try to go get as much of it done today as possible since I don't really have anything to do tomorrow till 4 p.m., so I can stay up a bit. Or we do this one, which I think is the one that involved Jet. Because I remember I was looking them up and one of them involved Jet, which I think was this one. They're both in Sumeru. I'm actually going to... not that way. No, that's not what I meant to do. I want to look up... There are 6 parts. Huh. Okay. Maybe we can do it in one day. Possibly. We'll try. But this is going to be the plan for today. I just remembered I turned the Genshin music off and now I have to turn it back on. Okay. One moment. Search for the strange object. What strange object? Found it, found it. Paimon wonders what it is. A mysterious shrub, and this one has a cryo marking on it. Huh? Oh, come on, this is no treasure. It's just some tattered old drum. We don't know what it could be used for either. Let's see. We brought this back to the Grand Bazaar. Ooh, maybe the people at the theater can make use of this, but wouldn't they already have a lot of these instruments there already? But you know, it's not as if Paimon really knows the difference between drum types or anything. Hold on, there's a note over there at the site. It might just hold some clues. Sign of Epiosha. I don't know how to say that. Border of a war. As it does like all the time trading at ranks. I saw these higher. Some adventures where it doesn't suit people who just want to learn some quick more. I'll just leave this room here, move some picked up that way. I guess I won't totally disappoint Miss Catherine. Huh, this seems to have been left by an adventurer. The sign of a Pausha. Paimon's not super sure what this guy's talking about, but he sure is irresponsible, leaving a commission unfinished just because it's hard. But since that's how things are, let's hand this drum over to Catherine and let her reassign someone to complete whatever commission this was. Ah, come on. Because of this quest, I can't talk to her. Okay. Well, then let's go talk to her. Okay. So we need to talk to Catherine. Twice. Queen, there's a message for you here. Hello there, we have a letter for you. It's from Miss Jet. So you know Jet too, Catherine? How's she doing? The Adventurers Guild has an open partnership with the Eremites, so it'd be more surprising if I didn't know her. She looked quite happy when she arrived, and she said she was looking forward to seeing you again. Interesting. Let's see what Jet's written, Lumine. To my best friends Lumine and Lil Paimon, it's been a while. Hope you two still remember me. How are things going for you? I've heard from merchants traveling from afar and some adventures that you've returned to Sumeru, so I wrote you this letter. I'm staying at the tenant camp right now. Thanks to you, life's been pretty good. Well, let's make the long story short. I've wanted to see you two again ever since we last parted and, show you some proper hospitality, and also, there's something left over from our previous adventure that I'd like you to come help me finish. This is something I can only trust the two of you with. As for the specifics, I can only tell you about it once you get here. Well, I'll see you then. I dropped Catherine the line too, so don't you forget to come see me. Well, it looks like she's having a good time, better than the last time we saw each other. But what's this? The Tenant Camp? That name sort of rings a bell. Have we been there before? The Tenant are the tribe from which Jet hails. Their campsite is in the depths of Deshret Desert, amidst the ruins of what was once the city of Gudabad. If you don't mind, I'll mark it out on your map. Wow, Catherine really is a walking, breathing encyclopedia. Very impressive, as expected. You flatter me, Lumine. In order to better serve adventurers, it is the duty of the Adventurers Guild to provide such basic information whenever it is needed. And the Tenant have always had good commercial relations with the Adventurers Guild. With Miss Jet as their point of contact, they have proven themselves reliable across many acts of cooperation. Well, the letter also says that she'd like to settle some unfinished business and has expressly asked us to come along. How mysterious. Does she mention anything specific, Catherine? Well, I'm not at liberty to infringe upon the sender's privacy. I'm afraid the only way you'll find out is if you pay her a visit in person. So there's information that even you can't get a hold of, huh? Sorry, this isn't a matter of ability or lack thereof, but a matter of professionalism. We do not accept any complaints on this front. The Tanit camp has been marked on your map for you. They'll be settling there for the next 2 or 3 years, as it is the custom of tribal migration. If they happen to not be at this location, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll update you considering their migratory pattern as soon as possible. That's real thoughtful of you, but Paimon doesn't think we're gonna wait 2 to 3 years to go look for Jet. Okay, Lumine, now that we know where Jet is, what are we waiting for? Let's not keep her waiting. In that case, do contact her for some more specific information. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that this is not a guild commission. It should just be a meeting between friends. Anyway, at Astra Abyssosk. May your reunion lead to new happy encounters and adventures. She just rose into the sky. I pushed G instead of F. God damn it. Okay. Hello there, Lumine. How have your recent travels gone? They've gone quite well, thank you. I've heard about your previous adventures. It seems that you've become very experienced. As long as you keep going, I believe that it will only be a matter of time before you become a truly great adventurer. Now, speaking of adventures, we found this on one of ours. This was left by some irresponsible adventurer. We thought it'd be bad if the commission he took never got resolved, so we brought it back here. Indeed, this item is key to a particular commission. Thank you very much. The commission linked to the Sherm is a very important one from the academia and is also critical to the expansion of our operations. Unfortunately, though, we have previously given this commission to various talented adventurers. They have all invariably failed. A commission from the academia. Well, this is an issue that even the academia cannot solve, so we did expect a relatively high failure rate. Actually, Paimon's getting kind of nervous now. What sort of commission is this, anyway? Simply put, a recent star observation by researchers from the academia led to the discovery that the northern skies have become blocked by a strange, heretofore unseen phenomenon. Concerned that this would have a great impact on the accuracy of any astrological calculations, the academia immediately put people together to investigate. This resulted in them delving into ancient records within which they found mention of a strange phenomenon known as the sign of Apausha, which bears strong similarities to the recent occurrence. According to these records, the celestial sign appeared after the disaster that engulfed most of Teyvat 500 years ago. Although the circumstances of its eventual disappearance are unclear, its position has been determined to be near the Tamir Mountains, at the northernmost regions of the desert. However, that area has only ever been sparsely populated. Even when the ancient desert realms were at their peak, they did not extend that far. And after the cataclysm 500 years ago, that place was one of the areas worst affected by the encroaching abyss due to it being connected to an ancient underground realm. Since then, it has been declared a restricted zone by the academia. The only people who still live there are a mysterious Darshan known by the academia as the Nargjunuts. the Nargajunites, that they seem like legends to the average person. They were once a darshan of the academia, albeit one that split off 500 years ago. Then the researchers who wished to fight the monsters from the abyss banded together and traveled to the depths of the desert, and the Nargajunites are an organization compromised of the people who stayed there in the end. That said, it has been many years since, and they have branched off further and further from the academia. They even seem to have developed their own academic traditions. It seems that they also worship a form of energy known as Kavarina. This energy communicates with them in the form of spirits. Well, I feel that I'm going off topic now. The academia believes that this faction is strongly related to the celestial sign. However, they have not been able to establish contact with this group and, as such, have commissioned the guild to assist in their investigations. This is a win-win situation for us as well. Ruins related to Conria are located nearby, but exploration in the area has been declared taboo by the academia until now. If this commission is a success, perhaps we will be able to participate in future expeditions to those ruins. Since you have heard me say this much, why don't you take this commission on? Well, since Conria is involved. So after all that, it sounds like we just need to look for those whatever rights, right? Sounds like it'll be pretty easy, and we'll get some more from the academia, too. Yes, that drum you picked up was originally given to us by the academia to be used as a token of good faith in our dealings with the Nagarjunites. Just give it to the organization's leader. It stands to reason that they will have some way to resolve this problem. I'll be leaving this task in your hands then. I've marked the rough position of the Timir Mountains for you. Ad Astra Abyssos Traveler, may you inscribe a new legend in the desert sands. Okay. Back where we started. Oh, look, it's a Sealy. Actually, you know what? I found out by doing this, the elemental site, if you're next to like a Sealy statue, but you don't know where the Sealy is, if you go into elemental site, it'll point you in the general direction of where a Sealy is. I saw that and I was like, huh? That must be the sign of Pausha. Huge hole with lots of horse stuff oozing out of it. Lovely. But yeah, that was I watched this like tips and tricks video on YouTube from like a year ago. And I was like, huh, I probably know most of this stuff, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. And it said that, and I was like, oh. I don't know that one.
Motion to compel. Ooh, we can.
Sealy went off without me. What the hell is that? Oh, it's one of those snake things. Never mind. What in the place Catherine mentioned? Desert here looks pretty different from what we've seen before. There are strange crystals. It looks like ice, but I guess it's more like crystals. You need this place. It looks good. The influence of the abyss. To bear the same level, let us say the area. There are some order in terms of Kavarina. Years are stuck in an unconscious state of being influenced and overwhelmed by power. Okay. Hello. Who are you? You guys don't look like the tribespeople from the desert, more like adventurers from a faraway land. But no matter who you are, this is as far as we'll get. Please go back. We are here to resolve the issue regarding the sign of Apausha. The sign of Apausha. How did you know of this name? We are adventurers who have an organization at our backs. Catherine of the Adventurers Guild told us, of course. Since you know of the sign of Apausha, you must have heard of us Shamania, Order of Skeptics, right? The desert past this point is a restricted zone under our guard. As a ranger of the Order of Skeptics, I cannot let you pass, no matter what reason you may have. The Order of Skeptics? My apologies, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Pyro. A member of the Order of Skeptics in charge of guarding this place. Order of Skeptics? Pyro remembers that Catherine told us to look for the Nargajusites or something. Looks like Pyro isn't the one we're looking for. Nargajunites? That's just a derogatory name that those guys in the rainforest have for us. Lord Nargajuna is a hero who fought against the Dev alongside the divine bird's heir. He gained divine power through the rite of Shunva and put an end to the calamity. How dare they call such a great hero and I first Vijnanapati by his given name. Wait, why am I telling you how sad is this? Are you two spies from the Academia? We're here to take care of a problem. So you are the Academia's henchmen. We tried our best to keep a low profile, but still, you've managed to find our trail. Still, I'd believe that the Academia was full of cowards who would never dare step foot into the desert. I won't lie, you've impressed me. Paimon didn't expect you to have such a strong opinion about the Academia. Of course. Lord Nasuriya has said that we wouldn't have been reduced to the state if it weren't for them. Wait, so you are here to gather intelligence after all? I've revealed more than I should. Anyway, please leave. If this conversation continues, as unwilling as I might be to do so, I would have to end you. What? You're the one who couldn't resist blabbing. Why are you putting the blame onto us? Also, there's no need to be rash. Alright, Lumine, show Pyro the token that Catherine gave us. He'll know what's going on once he sees it. Token? This had better not be some trick. So now look, told you we weren't lying. What is this shabby gem? You call this a token? Eh? Did Catherine mix things up? You guys don't think you can bribe me with such a small thing, do you? Leave now, or things will get nasty. Don't underestimate us skeptics. Bring it on.
Stabilize.
Boom, boom!
Cease, I say. The fuck is that? Lady Sorish, why did you don't have to attend to such trivial matters personally, let alone in front of these outsiders. We Pyri appear before whoever we wish, and our volition is not for you mere mortals to question. How dare you overstep your bounds? This little thing is about Paimon's size, and the way she talks is kind of funny. Why, Pyro's calling lady in that reverent tone. Your sins will be judged but the time for that has yet to come. The two of you over there, as envoys of the Academia, it is only polite to state your names first, no? Yeah, we should have introductions. We should have introduced ourselves first, but that high and mighty attitude of yours is... My words and actions do not contrary to traditions and principles of the party. The same cannot be said for you nameless persons. Fine, we're not nameless. Paimon is Paimon and she's Lumine. We're adventurers who came here on a commission. We are here to look for the Order of the Skeptics. I need only know your names. Your other trivialities do not concern me. However, as for that drum, that item has a profound connection with us party, and it's not something that you mortals should possess. Lumine, I command you to present it to me immediately. No way, at least sound nicer about it when you're asking someone for a favor. Besides, this item is important to our commission. We're to hand it to the leader of this order of yours. If we give it to you and fail to complete the mission because of that, not only might we lose a reward, we might even have to pay more to the Adventurers Guild. That's a huge loss. Reward? Mora, to think that you would risk your lives in a place fraught with peril for such frivolous reasons. You know nothing of what transpires here. One mistake would send your race tumbling into an eternal samsara, and yet you commit deeds that are beyond even our comprehension. You humans are such interesting beings. No matter, I shall bring you to the leader you speak of. This item would remain worthy tribute, even if you should only present it to me after that meeting. That's more like it. Wait, that's still not right. We have to deal with that huge hole in the sky, and if we don't... Huge hole? You refer to the sign of Apausha then? And you wish to quell this calamity with mere mortal coils? Ah, how presumptuous. It is the duty of us party to eradicate the sign of Apausha, an endeavor that I, Sorush, shall give my all to accomplish. To quell this calamity, I must follow in the footsteps of the divine bird, Simurg, and sacrifice everything that one might call Sorush. To stand in my way is not a sin that one such as you may bear. Simurg? Foolish beings, have you not heard of the divine bird Simurg? She is the master of Kavarina who once saved the land from destruction. Legend has it that it was she who split into the infinite motes of Kavarina after her sacrifice, thus quelling the catastrophe. I'm sure, but Paimon doesn't think that we'll need you to sacrifice yourself. In any case, this matter is far beyond your capabilities, and your intervention is futile. All you must do is bear silent witness as I transcend. You shall receive remuneration from this guild of yours so long as the calamity is quelled, will you not? Still, do not forget to extol my virtues and laud my accomplishments. After all, even the greatest heroes shall require mere mortals like you to sing of their deeds. But Lady Sorge, the Anapati has instructed us to forbid suspicious individuals from interfering before the ritual is completed. I have decided, and as a pari, my word is law. Alright, follow me. I shall take you to the leader you spoke of. But gird yourselves all the time. That which lies ahead is not a place that human beings can easily set foot in. If you get lost or end up being eaten by some monster appearing out of nowhere, there should be nothing I can do for you. She really talks a big game, huh? She's so annoying, not even at all that large, but she talks something. Method has been opened. You merely need to follow floating far leaves down. Everyone is one being in the land we are not for its presence. I can't read that fast! Come on down now. And this place too has been occupied by Dev. These monsters move ever often.
Stabilize.
I can't read that fast, lady.
Incinerate! Time for your arraignment!
What do you mean, Dev? Aren't they just abyss mages and hilichurls? To think you would so easily defeat the rampaging Dev, your strength is most radiant indeed. Consider me impressed. Though there is still quite the gap between you and us party, the sight of you fighting valiantly reminds me of those humans of legend who once fought alongside us. I decided then you shall have the honor of being my Yasnapati. Yasnapati? Paimon doesn't know what that is, but coming from you, it can't be anything good, really. Do you not have such things amongst humans? Strategists, scribes, and the like? Those who exist to praise the heroes whose stories they exist in? Neither of those jobs are what you just described. No matter how great the hero, their great deeds must be recorded and sung of by others. If not, the same fate that befell ancient heroes shall befall them also. Though they may have loved violence and conflict, great deeds are still great deeds, and they deserve to be remembered. Alas, those who loved conflict would be consumed by it, and once they had slain each other, they were all lost. And because there were no authors or poets to tell of their deeds, once all who had lived in such times were gone, their works were gone to the last. I will not be like them. My great work shall shine so gloriously that the world itself will suffer great loss to know of it. Thus, I shall now give you permission to record those deeds. Rejoice and give thanks, for is this not a grace that few receive from us piety? This all sounds very complicated, but basically you just need someone to tell you how awesome you are, right? Couldn't you find a skeptic to help you out there? The skeptics I may admire their spirit, but other than their leader, whom you previously mentioned, the rest are not fit for such work. They speak all day of how conflict is the true nature of this world, but they have themselves lost all ability to engage in such. None of them will be able to witness my sacrifice to its end. Whatever the case, it has been decided. Fret not, you shall be free to do as you please once I have sacrificed myself to restore the pure skies. Till then, you shall witness my valiant form. Well, sure, even if Paimon can't see it. I don't like this dude. But her attitude's just the worst. She calls them us, we, and such. There aren't others like her around, right? Just thinking about it makes Paimon a little ill. Oh, I need these for Kaveh. Oh, I missed one.
Solidify.
Motion to compel.
Okay. The path here is now dotted with gray crystals. When I last left it, it was not yet so. Gray crystals? You mean the crystals we're seeing everywhere? Paimon's had her eye on them for a while now. What are they? Gray crystals are remnants of the Black Fire's embers, proof that this land has suffered great calamity. The Black Fire. Indeed, I am sure you have heard that a great catastrophe struck long ago where dark fire rose from beneath the earth and scorched the land. The dark fire opened a bottomless hollow in this land, and the demons of Dev that crawled through that gap nearly turned this into a lightless realm. Though the gap was blocked by the great tree, the dark fire's filth spread like seeds, and the countless dark and painful monsters, released by that corruption, began to lay down roots and sprout. This persisted till the honored lord of Kavarina, the divine bird Simurgh, drank the primordial water left behind by our god, before transforming herself into Kavarina and all kinds of scattering across the land. From that day on, the Kavarina has taken the divine bird's place in defending this land, and those painful memories that leaked out have been sealed by Kavarina. What was left are these ubiquitous gray crystals. Though they seem no different from any other stone, they may contain objects that are yet to be purified. The great crystals in the area have increased of late. I suspect that this must have something to do with the sign of Apaush's dark power. But if we use Kavarina's might, we can get rid of these crystals. If my senses do not deceive me, a wandering Kavarina should be nearby. Let us look around. I don't know what I'm looking for. Oh, little green fairies. The crystal melted. It looks like a Sealy. All that I never speak did I, the Kavarina wards the great earth. That's the size of a heck. These treasure hoarders are assaulting a Sealy. Leave the Sealy alone.
To ashes.
The more the merrier. First round's on me.
Echoey. Okay. Nope. This. Okay. Just marking this off so I can collect it.
more the merrier. First round's on me.
Hello. Lady Sorish, Kavarina's envoy, you have returned. Though it has taken much work on my part, the analysis of documents regarding the right of Shinvat will soon be complete. According to my research, we need only collect all the great songs of Kavarina next, and your great work may then be completed. Wait a moment, you two are... Do not fret, they are Lumin and Paimon, my newly chosen Yasnapati, and her companion. They are here to witness my great work. Hey now, Paimon hasn't agreed to that yet. Yasnapati, you say? Though I will not question your most astute judgment, I fear that allowing ignorant outsiders into this land before the right of Shinvat is complete may have untoward effects. Know that the people of the Academia surely do not desire the right's completion. Speak no further, I have my reasons for doing this. Well then, take that drum from before out, Lumin and Paimon. A Corybantes. A Corybantes, you say? Ah yes, this is an important catalyst for the ritual needed to forge a lupa between ourselves and the party. I have searched for many years for this, and to think it now comes to me. This is indeed a good omen for my future plans. It would be good if the Fates will also be with me when I lead the Order of Skeptics to throw down the Academia and burn their House of Dana, or whatever they call it, to the ground. Wow, what a way to casually paint yourself as the villain, huh? Villain, huh? The Academia are the true villains here, have no doubt of that. I forgot my introduction. I am Nasejuna, the Vijnanapati of the Order of Skeptics. We who cultivate ourselves here. If you would use the terminology of the Academia, I would be the equivalent of a sage. But I doubt those pampered folk would care much for what we at the margins call ourselves. You do not look much like those of the Academia might send. We're just passing adventurers. Fair enough, though in truth it would not matter even if you were to be from that dreaded place. Even if the entire core of 30 were to be sent here, my plans could not be halted. Well, whatever your plans are, we didn't come here to stop them, that's for sure. Ha, so they would all say, those treacherous louts from the Academia. And when my guard is down, you would stab me in the back. Just like those people in funny masks who try to skulk about and steal our academic tomes. They even dared to attack our honored envoy of Kavarina, Lady Sorish. And they met defeat at my hands, each one of them. I'm guessing those were the Fatui? The Fatui, I know not of what you speak, but they were city folk, so I doubt the Academia would be far behind in the shadows. Do not look upon us as some miserable few who inhabit the Tamir Mountains. We once had such numbers that all the desert north of Mount Damavand would struggle to hold us. It is only because of our harsh environment and the slander and ostracism by the Academia that we have been reduced to this. If it was not for such sage souls as myself, holding things together in the protection of Kavarina, and we skeptics would have been reduced to nothing long ago. Didn't the Academia try to reach out to these guys to, re-establish connections? At least that's what Catherine said. Sounds like quite the disagreement, yes. Catherine said that you have your differences, but it sure looks to Paimon like you skeptics really hate the Academia. Say not hate, but rather that we simply cannot coexist. When I was young, I did go there to learn and attempt to mend our differences, but they treated me like an outsider. Though they feign politeness by calling us a branch of the Academia, this is not but a means to belittle us. It is said that our predecessors had a clash of ideals with them, and so chose to go into the desert to stand against the darkness themselves. From that day on, we have been holding firm in the war against defilement, defending our land, and what have those useless louses been doing in the meantime? Compared to those pampered pedants, we who combine thought, word, and deed far better deserve honor for our wisdom. Paimon doesn't quite get it. You need only understand that conflict is the true nature of this world. Kavarina and impurity. Dari in the true way. It is these struggles for supremacy that have kept this world alive just as surely as the sky does. Those sophists and their fancy darshans believe that the fates of all are inscribed in the skies, and that this is the supreme wisdom and truth. But look, the skies reflect defilement itself. Surely their truth, then, is an imperfect thing. Perhaps nothing is truly perfect. You think you thus? Then we might yet be friends. If time permits, we may discuss this issue in more detail. Soraya, this is not the time to talk about such things. Have you not seen how the great crystals hem us in ever more tightly? If we do not extinguish the sign of Apausia soon, things shall grow most perilous indeed. Well, speaking of the sign, right, that's right, we were tasked to fix this whole thing, but after all this talking, we still don't know... Excuse me. We still don't know what it's supposed to be. Well, our plans also involve distinguishing that celestial mark. As for what it is, if it must be described as anything, let us call it the water's surface. The water's surface? Your explanations just make things more confusing. The water's reflection, while an illusion, nonetheless hides the truth within itself. So it is with the skies. It is like a mirage, if you have seen those before. That big hole up there is way spookier than any mirage. Well, it should be, for that celestial sign reflects an otherworldly hellscape. Long, long ago, Khaenri'ah once built a facility here that connected them to realms beyond. During the Great Disaster, which they say the Dahri started, monsters swarmed from that very facility into the nations of the world. The monsters tore open a great rift that came to be called the Tanuki Hollow. And though they were sealed away with the new vein of the ancient tree, this mysterious sign appeared along with that. What the sign reflects is that which lies beyond the dark rift. And though the monsters cannot enter Teyvat through that illusion, it nonetheless radiates corrupt energies. They say that our very first Vijnanapati extinguished that strange sign together with the party, but as the power of impurity has strengthened over time, this ancient symbol has appeared once more. And should we leave it be, who knows, that Hollow may truly re-emerge one day and that ancient war will be reenacted. In truth, it might be interesting to live in such exciting times. What? No, that wouldn't be interesting at all. It matters not. Simurgh drank the Amrita left behind by our god, transmuting himself into a limitless Kavarina. As the heirs of the divine bird, solving this problem is the mission that we party have. I, Sorish, will surely leave behind a work great enough to be her equal. Of course, Kavarina's envoy, and we of the Order of Skeptics shall surely help you see your duty through. What's with all this talk about sacrifice? Is it really necessary to solve this problem? Well, in truth, I do not know. All documents regarding the sign of a Pausha have long been lost, and the traditions and rites surrounding it have also ceased to be passed down. If it had not been for me constantly looking up what documents were left, there might not have been any more left to know that the rite of Shinvat existed at all. According to my research, the party are the descendants of Simurgh, and it should therefore also have the power to transform into Kavarina to purify the land. And would you not say that a great sacrifice to save the world on the part of the Divine Bird's heirs very much suits our Order's style? What? That's so haphazard. This sacrifice you're talking about doesn't sound like a small thing either. Why aren't we thinking of other ways to solve this issue? I'm sure there's got to be some alternative, right, Lumine? It's always been this way, hasn't it? I'm very good at my job, after all. I already said that you need not intervene. Simply witnessing my sacrifice shall suffice. It is something worth celebrating that we parties should sacrifice our lives to purify the earth. Well, you say that, but I would ask that you keep a respectful distance from that which you do not comprehend, outsiders. But since this is the case, well, I was planning to investigate the Tanuki Hollow to make preparations for the rite of Shinvat anyway. Why don't you come along? I trust that you also wish to see the scars left behind by a fissure that once lay beyond our world's bounds. When you see it, I believe you shall understand. Well, Pinewood is kind of curious. A sound plan. In that case, I shall lead the way. After all, you wouldn't find it impossible to freely traverse this land, where Kavarina battles against impurity. My Yasnapati follow me to the end. Watch me complete my mission. Body of very mysterious creatures, and as the bloom god of her race, Sorish can replace your characters to fly and move. Sources in flight, your character will stay in place to await her return. While in flight, Sorish can send or descend and can use the accelerate skill. Sorish cannot be too far from your character, though. A bloom guard should never have been in others after all. Sorish can hold on special energies when the line is around us. Press to cut the mind of Kavarina. Just cause her to stop inside the channel of his mind and decide to control your character freely. As a party, Sorish can also proceed in this beyond my human sight. Okay.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Do I, like, equip it? Okay. Oh my god. As foolish as a specter. That isn't. Is more like an annoying specter than she is. Wait. That's interesting. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, jeez. Ah. Well, that's not useful. Oh, goodness. Okay, I have Alt T. Does it only pop up when I have the map open? No. Okay. Oh, Jesus. This, I will deal with that another time, actually.
If you ever want to trade.
Is that deep pit the Tunigi Hollow you were talking about earlier? There's super huge crystals all over the place, even bigger than the ones we saw before. They look scarier, too. These were once huge trees used to seal and subdue the creatures of the dark depths. The power of defilement has corrupted them, warping them into such forms as you see now. Since the monsters have been sealed, it sure doesn't look like anyone needs to sacrifice themselves again. That is why we must use the power of Kavarina to reopen the way. Hey, wouldn't that just release the monsters again? They took so much effort to seal, too. No, I mean that we must open the path to the sign of Apausha. The way to rift in the earth was sealed long ago. It can never lead to the true darkness again. But that's exactly why that sealed rift does indeed connect to the illusion of the abyss. We need only use the great songs of Kavarina to stabilize the seal before initiating the rite of Shinvat to pass through the darkness and reach the sign. The rite of Shinvat? This is a ritual performed by the party that will allow us to open a path through the darkness. It is said that the first Vijnanapati Nagarjuna and the party did just that. But we must first obtain the great songs to gather the power of Kavarina in order to initiate the rite. That's all well and good, but what will we do once we reach the side that the sign is on? I do not know what happens after that. I have encountered legends that our first Nanatpati Nargajuna was lifted up to the heavens, where he used divine power to extinguish the sign, but that, I feel, is mere myth. I believe that Kavarina's envoys will have some way. Since they can purify the defiling impurities, they must also have some way to extinguish the sign. How does Soros not also say that she wishes to imitate the sacrifice of Simurgh? The world is built upon conflict and sacrifice, after all. Well, that's what Soros says, sure, but that's way too irresponsible of you. Oh, don't fret. Before the necessity of any sacrifice can be ascertained, we must still bring the great songs of Kavarina together. At the moment, we have yet to take even the first step forward. Says the guy who's just been talking this whole time. Well, basically, only the party who have been chosen as a Bloomguard can touch the great songs. But our current envoy, Lady Soros, has yet to obtain that right. Is that so? For all that bolster, you really aren't all that, huh, Soros? You dare speak to me like that, pale floater? Well, Paimon isn't a pale floater. Only by obtaining the twin-horned chaplet may she become the Bloomguard, of being able to gather the power of Kavarina. As such, she must first be acknowledged by Lady Zervan, the first party. She is a mighty party who once fought alongside her ancestors. It is even said that she was the very party who fought alongside the ancient heroes to subdue the embers of the abyss. But that elder of ours is utterly unreasonable. She refuses to acknowledge my dearest desire. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about that. Still, even without the twin-horned chaplet, my sacrifice will suffice to accomplish this deed. Of course, I do not intend to doubt your desire to sacrifice yourself this way, but if you are unable to perform the rite and pass it to Dark Hello, your wish will not be fulfilled nonetheless. However, I do have a suggestion. Lady Soros called you her Yasnapati, did she not? Why don't you go with her to the Vorakasha Oasis? That is where Lady Zervan may be found. Perhaps Lady Zervan may yet change her mind should she see that we humans view Lady Soros as a predestined envoy. And why aren't you going? Well, as for me, she would certainly look down on a bookish man like me, considering her many years of experience. If she looked upon me, I doubt she would ever change her mind again. This is the only method we have at present to change our current situation, so please, do go with Lady Soros to the sacred place protected by the Kavarina. Aren't you a sneaky one? Looks like you're the only person coincidentally out of a job. Of course not, there is much I must do. For example, the preparations for the rite of Shinvat still must be done. I must also consult the words of the ancient scribes once more to ascertain the locations of the great songs. As for the quarry drum you brought, I believe I may now form a connection once more with the party who still remain in slumber. Their awakening is necessary for the rite of Shinvat to occur. Regardless, I leave the matters at the twin-horned chaplet to you two. Once everything is complete, let us meet at the campsite upon the Tamir Mountains. Oh well, so we have to look for that party elder, right? Well, let's hope she isn't as nasty as Soros is. We got a comment on my TikTok. I don't want to hear my own voice.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready. It's hard to remain on dry land for so long. Never quite seem to get my land legs back.
I forgot what I was about to do. I feel like I'm like dying because I have to talk so much. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's navigate to this teleport point over here. I don't know what these are. Aha!
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
I don't want to know what I don't like it. It looks freaky. We'll just move on from that.
Stabilize.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it.
That looks like a dragon. Um, Whoa, so this giant snake fella is also sealed here? Yes, but it does not have a sinful form. Perhaps it is merely unlucky to have been caught in the crossfire and sealed here. Well, maybe it's a good thing it's been sealed here. If not, it might just pop out of the ground and swallow us all in one go. I'll protect you, Paimon. Paimon knows that. And you two certainly look like you get on well. Of course, we're the best of buddies. But it is not also said that even constant companions would fail to notice that the other was spirited away by a sprite. These stories are quite common too, yes? What are you talking about? Lumion would never do that. Ha, I merely jest. If you are bosom buddies, surely some idle jokes will not move you? We shall soon reach the Vorokasha Oasis. Come, let us hurry. That was just to point out the snake. I thought it was a dragon, but like it looked like the tail of a dragon. is how they look like now? How pathetic. Sorash, what are you talking about? Never mind, I just happen to witness the undignified states of my kind. No matter, we shall keep going. You see, that makes Paimon even more curious. Let Paimon have a look. Oh wow, that really is one strange tree. The way it's shaped like a circle almost looks like a door, right? It might lead somewhere, and Paimon definitely would like to go first. The Fravashi trees are no doors. You'll disturb the residual peri residing within if you simply barge through them. So that's called a Fravashi tree, huh? But where are the residual peri? Paimon can't see them at all. Of course, Pale Floater can't see them. They are still trapped by obsessions of the past, after all. It may not be what they wished for, but looking at the sight of them clinging desperate to this world, how absurd and pathetic. They may look a little strange, but calling them pathetic is just mean. And looking at you being surrounded by so many plants, Paimon actually thought you'd feel at home. Huh, I only feel home when I'm on the battlefield. Only the battle lasting till the end of time can be perceived as true eternity. Now that you're following me, you'd better grasp that as early as possible, Pale Floater. These Fravashi trees are pari that fought to the very end against the defilement that had been corrupting the land. Using the last remnants of their power, they transformed into the state that you see now. They exhausted their strength to the point where they could no longer maintain their form, and were rejected by the Vorokasha Oasis for being tainted. Legend has it that in ancient times the Order of Skeptics would hold a ritual purification for them, so as to bring them back to the Vorokasha Oasis. But nowadays, there remains no one in the Order of Skeptics who is able to perform such a ritual. The best they can do is but to keep these Fravashi trees alive, but this only prolongs their suffering. Judging by their current appearance, they seem to have nothing left but the bitter memories they have to endure alone. In a way, they have also fulfilled their mission, but it was all a meaningless act compared to a true sacrifice. So there is a way to save them. Oh, Paimon can't just leave them here to suffer and endure alone like this. You can't? That makes you weak, Pale Floater. Being compassionate is indeed one of the great Simurgh's many noble qualities, but one cannot survive here with merely a kind heart. Besides, for us party to exhaust our strength in the final stand against evil is already the best ending one can dream of. I see no necessity to change anything. Well, that's what you think. Perhaps they have different ideas, you know? If Paimon was trapped here, Paimon would definitely want to go back home and to be with everyone else. We party share no such weaknesses. Fine, since even my Yasnapati fancies so, I shall wake her up with my power and let you listen to her dimming voice. I don't like her. Okay.
Gather!
Boom boom! Ja! 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 Remarkable condition.
Mm. There's a pattern to this, and I don't know what it is. Oh my god. Took forever.
Certainly worth the extra
I know the pattern was on the wall and I just had to move the guy back over, but I didn't want to. By the trial of, or by the act of trial and error, I managed to figure it out. Oozing out of that huge gap. Maybe posing the ooze from the sky. Let's go over and have a look. Probably didn't think there'd be such a huge patch of green on the other side of the mountain. We were just in the desert too. How strange. Impressive, is it not? It is our homeland, after all. The homeland of the Pari? So there'll be lots of other beings like you here, right? You know what? Paimon's not all that keen on going. Should you not be excited beyond words? And the big tree stump over there looks like it's holding off the stuff oozing out of that big hole. That is the Harvispotokum, the sacred form of the god that has granted us Pari life. It is not just some large stump. That's a god? Well, we've seen other gods, but this is the first time we've seen one looking like that. That is because our god cannot be considered alive. 500 years ago, a great god gave all to quell the power the disaster afflicting this place. But she was stained with corruption and could not be reborn in a purer plane. Thus, her divine consciousness continues to wander the mortal one. Our great god left us with the sanctified Amrita, and the Lord of Verdu caused the Harvispotokum to grow from that, thus anchoring our god to this realm. The Vorakasha oasis has been nourished by the Amrita, and even the Kavarina that defends this earth gains its unending power by the grace of the Amrita. But this god of yours doesn't look too well. She's been trying to hold out against the stuff coming out of that hole this entire time. Her power maintains a seal over the Dark Hollow. I fear that the sign has emerged here due to being attracted to her power. If it were not for the presence of the Harvispotokum, the defilement surging forth from that hollow would have infected the entire world, but it is also due to performing the city that the tree has deteriorated so much. I do not believe that I could ever bear to be reduced to such a state. That is why I must leave a legacy of heroism behind for all to remember before it does happen. Well, never mind that first. Let's go look for this Zervan person, shall we? If we get that chaplet and fix the sky real quick, that might make your god feel better too. I want that thing. What? Oh, I clicked the wrong one.
stone
Let's make
is
it
another
out
man's
here.
gem.
Well, if it isn't Sora, such a rare guest. It has been a while, Elder Zervan. Elder? Well, if you call me that, then you should follow Pari north and cease consorting with those humans whose hearts are heavy with their ulterior motives. I haven't gone against our norms. I've only made contact with humanity to find a way to extinguish the Skyfire, just as the Divine Bird did. And is that why you have learned all that claptrap about sacrifice from the humans? We Pari care nothing for such foolishness. Isn't our duty as Pari to sacrifice ourselves in the battle against the defiling impurity? Wait the call of destiny, Sorish. Only humans rush in blindly. This destiny you speak of is a nebulous thing. I cannot simply be expected to sit and wait for it. And that is precisely the danger. The chaplet you seek contains the highest authority over Kavarina. In giving it to you, I may as well be handing the power of Kavarina over to those untrustworthy humans. Can't you just have more faith in me, Elder? You two. Looks like we're being left out here, aren't we? Also, it seems like Sorish loses that cocky attitude of hers in front of Zervan, huh? Perhaps she has other hidden facets to her person. That's a scary thought. Well then, little ones, you came with Sorish, yes? This is not a place that ordinary humans may visit lightly. Let me see. Well, you certainly aren't from the order of skeptics. You seem to be outlanders, in fact. Well, in matters of courtesy, I suppose you two shall introduce yourselves first. I don't ask humans for their names often, you know. Paimon's Paimon, and she's Limine. I'm Sorish's Yasnapati. Her Yasnapati? How interesting. She might have had a little misunderstanding somewhere, though. This is the forbidden land of the Pari, the paradise nourished by Amrita, the shrine at which we pay reverence to our great god. Only heroes who have forged bonds with Pari and pilgrims who have come to genuflect before our god may enter. I shall take it that you are Sorish's companions, then. It has been several hundred years since humans last visited our Sea of Flowers. That said, aren't there a ton of skeptics living outside in the desert? Don't they know how to enter this place? I should not permit such discourteous folk to enter our hidden realm. In the past, we Pari did indeed fight alongside their ancestors. We even lived here together. But many years have passed, and folly has grown strong amongst them. Even the traditional rites have become utterly forgotten. None living amongst them now can forge a luopa with the Pari. They should have been the ones to conduct the rite of Absor for the tree that suppresses the dark hollow, thus cleansing it of the filth that stained it. Yes, the deterioration of the tree cannot be avoided, but if they had not neglected the rite and caused the seal to weaken, this terrifying sign would never have reappeared so soon. But human tradition is unreliable in this fashion. Compared to them, you outlanders, blank slates as you are, certainly seem more dependable. Paimon's not sure if you're actually praising us or not, but we're here to... I would guess that you were here about this sign in the sky. I doubt that anyone would notice our little nook if not for this great crisis. We are commissioned to deal with this large hole, yeah. Oh my, so it is as I guess. It seems that even after so long, this short-lived race is as short-sighted as ever. Still, if it were not that way, would you even need us Pari to act on your behalf? Looks like Pari are just pretty nasty as a whole. Regardless, since human heroes have again graced our secret garden, it seems the gears of destiny have begun to turn once more. And you seem to be an interesting human being too. Oh, that takes me back. Once upon a time, I too traveled alongside humans as curious as you to quell a calamity. Perhaps you really might equal their great deeds. Well then, it's decided. I shall give you a chance. The two of you certainly seem more trustworthy than those blind and foolish skeptics. Elder, shouldn't you put your trust in me instead? Well, as for that, you do know where Roshnu and Mihir are, right? Go bring them here. They should still be enjoying their beauty sleep right now. This will serve as proof of your trustworthiness, and I'll be able to give the chaplet to you. Oh, Paimon knows, so this is the kind of seal that everyone needs to get together to break, and then we can get the chaplet, right? Such impoverished imagination. The chaplet can be given to you at any time, but to solve the issue of the sign of Apausha, we will need their strength. Sorish alone will not be able to open the path to the Dark Hollow, not even with the chaplet. This is perhaps another example of the rule of 3. Paimon doesn't really know what you're saying, but as long as we can get the chaplet, it's fine. Indeed, Lumine, Paimon, do help Sorish out, alright? I don't need help. Aha, you're not very honest, Sorish, but since your elders said so, guess you just gotta listen to us. And they're kind of tough to remember. Rashnu and Mihir. Last time we convened was many years ago now. I know not if they are still as they were before. Oh, there's two parts to it. Okay. This is part 1 and, or not part 1. Parts 2 and 3 are these ones. Oh my god, the real sound one. This one is so long. I should do this one first. But I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick before we, that's the wrong screen, before we do that. Just, you know, hang out for a minute. I'll be right back.
More than lovers, destined to find one another. open eye. Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Can Suck me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Darkness take control. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. Take you like a pill. Am I feel you like a pill to get my feel. No, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep, never say you're sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. Take you like a pill. Get my fill.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back on. Girl, I miss you. Can't get back on. Girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you're Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Okay, I am back. That took longer than expected. I went to go refill my drink and grab some snacks and all that fun stuff. Okay. Oh,
This wine tastes the same as
okay. What is that? Okay. This place looks ominous. Are you sure we're going the right way, Soros? Stop making such disgraceful noises. Would I lead you wrong? Pale Floater, you could stand to learn from our Yasnapati and her unflinching flinching calm. It is just a fluorescent purple mist. But don't you find that pretty suspicious already? Paimon can tell how dangerous it is by looking. Such trivial trials, they pale in comparison to the sacrifice that I must offer up later. Or I misspeak. You, Pale Floater, are not as bold as my Yasnapati. But perhaps one may consider retreating at the slightest sign of danger a wise choice. Right, that's right. Lumine's in charge of being brave, while Paimon's in charge of being smart. That's why we make the best of buddies, after all. Nice going, buddy. Right? Paimon thinks that was a good rejoinder, too. But I did not give you your title for naught, Yasnapati. Do give praise unto my bravery more, pray. Well, Lumine's known Paimon longer. When she's not being your Yasnapati, there's something wrong with her sparing some time to praise Paimon. Anyway, don't sweat the small stuff, Soros. You're not really doing anything that especially needs praising right now, are you? My great work is not for the present, but the future. Still, at this very moment, you are being given the privilege to witness where it all begins. Well, if you say so. Speaking of which, we're here to find Mahir, that foolish familiar of Thorns. She must be suffering right now. Wait, is she trapped in there? Then we've got to go save her. The power of the purple mist beneath us shares a source with the demons of death. Mahir's task should have been to keep such wicked powers from running rampant upon this earth. Under the sign of Apausha, the powers of the two forces warring here ebb and flow. We Pari should be dauntless, willing to fight till we ourselves are torn to shreds. But Mahir? I shouldn't wonder if she searches for some way to protect herself even now, conducting some loathsome struggle. Wait, aren't you allies? Are you really going to leave a fellow Pari to her fate like that? Cold-hearted little Pari. Pama can't tell if you're genuinely scolding her or not. It is no difference matter saving Mahir. Or no difficult matter saving Mahir. Perhaps I might even call it trivial. We Pari each have our mission, and we also have different ideals. She must have found some position equal in seclusion and defensibility, before using a great gate to seal both the demons and herself in. If she could still move freely, she would be like that Kavarina, begging for aid and prostrating herself before all and sundry to earn pity. Can Kavarina even prostrate themselves? Maybe if they try hard enough? You plebeians miss the point. All the same, the state of this place tells me that she shall not hold out long by herself. How pitiful. Pa, what a horrible sight. To be as Mahir is, corroded by filth, falling from a spotless to a sinful state, yet desperate to preserve herself, had the elder not bade me come. So after all that, you do care. Hardly. I merely wish to see if that useful fool has any regrets or not. If she turns back to us and accepts our aid, then perhaps I shall spare her a moment or two. After all, the flower, the star of the songs of praise, shall seem less radiant if the green leaves are not there to serve as its foil. The following labor shall be little, but it is still a radiant shard. Yasnapati mine. Record it down with a reverent heart, and use even this mote of shattered light to grace your mighty hymn. We can talk about the less important stuff later, Sorash. Let's figure out how to disperse that purple mist first. Less important, you say? Well, so be it. Mahir's sinful form renders her unable to fulfill her duty, but the thorns remain. So long as I lend them some of my strength, it shall only take a brief moment to scatter this purple smoke. As for the downward path, let us follow that wandering Kavarina we just saw. Well, if Sorash is so sure, let's try getting closer then. Alright, if you feel uncomfortable, then hold your breath. Well, Paimon isn't all that good at doing that herself, so you'd better make it quick, Sorash. Underestimate me not, pale floater. What the fuck? Why'd it stop? I don't understand. Oh. What is that? Oops. That was so difficult for no reason. I just suck at this game. Okay. Standing behind my... Okay. What am I supposed to be doing? That's not the right thing. There we go. Okay. I don't get morning flower seeds. What the fuck? Why does I put candy in my mouth? Okay. Wait, is this Mahir? Is she stuck? Seems like the purple mist has already made it all the way down here. What do we now, Sorish? Can we just do what we did earlier? You know, give some of your power to the Thorns and free her? Why, of course I shall save her. After all, she does seem so very piteous, infested with corruption, and helpless as she is. This isn't the best time to throw shade on her. Exactly, we've got to save her, and quick. Yet I have not heard her repent. I shall hear her repudiation of her obduracy and her supplication for my aid. Oh, come on, are you serious? We don't have time for that kind of talk. Paimon thought you were just speaking in anger. Lovely, invincible Lady Soris, shall ye not hear my counsel? You sure that's gonna work? Well then, if you do too, say so, my Yasnapati. After all, fulfilling your wishes once in a while is indeed within the purview of one so exalted as I. Seriously? Paimon wishes you'd listen to her too, Soris. As we did before.
Solidify!
Rise.
Incinerate! Yeah.
Talk to Mahir. Where is she? Oh, there she is. What's she gonna be like? Awesome. Are you alright, Mahir? Well, I suppose she's alive, if barely, and covered in sin, and weakened to the extent that she may only defend herself. All thanks to you, great Lady Soris. Soris, who took humans for companions. Soris, who lost her way. It sounds like there's some secret meaning behind her words. Do not get near her, at least lest the defilement that emanates from her touches you. It seems that she has not only forgone a heart of gratitude, but has lost much of her intellect, or she would not use such baseless words to reproach me. Thank you, Soris. If not for you and your companions, I would have needed much time to gather my strength, and even then I am unsure if I could have stood against the rising filth on my own. The sign of a Pasha could be seen all too clearly, even from the bottom of the valley, but thorns can only crawl upon the ground, never to reach the sky. Not even the reflection of the sky is of the earth. Of course, after all, I am the one who sets in to make sacrifices and extinguish the sign. And I must add that Lumen is no companion of mine, nor is Paimon. She is my Yasnapati, a willing instrument recording my great work. I would call that description a few degrees off reality. That's right, we're companions, aren't we? Just saving Mahir isn't enough to complete what Zervan asked us to do, right? I see. So you have something to request of me, Soris. What? Have your senses narrowed into tumbleweed during your imprisonment and departed the Tamir Mountain into the nameless dunes? It is by my magnanimity in not remembering past slights that my Yasnapati has been given leave to record your name within the hymn that sings my praises. Your sinful form, stained with defilement, should never otherwise have appeared within those stanzas. You should thank me, Mahir, if it was not for our elder. Whatever. We do this to obtain the twin-horned chaplet. For that reason, you must return with me to the Vorokasha Oasis. Speaking of which, Soris, you keep talking about stained with defilement, this, and sinful form that. What do you even mean? It is the duty of us familiars of the Thorn to prevent defilement from spreading across the earth and guard against its corrosion. When we battle against the demons of Dev, injury is nigh unavoidable. And if you have been shattered in battle with them, that might have been worth a song, but stained as you were, you can hardly be counted as one of us. If it were not for my coming to your rescue, you would likely have continued some pathetic struggle here, till the world forgot you, and you utterly faded away. Those are the words of the human who has befriended you, Soris. He is no ordinary human. He is the Nasariah of the Order of Skeptics. So that's how it is. Sounds like a matter of wounded pride. That's right, calling someone sinful because of that, Mahir, you poor thing. To do one's duty is not a pitiable act, nor is struggling to perform that duty for a while longer shameful. Never mind the matter of our elder. I have not fallen so low as to require your judgment. Rather, it is you who should thank me for rescuing you. Oh, come on, Sora, stop yelling at an injured person. Well, Mahir was wounded in combat, so that counts, right? It is alright, Sora. She will understand, or she will never obtain the twin horn chaplet from Zervan. But as she says, my sinful form is unacceptable in the eyes of other Pi. I cannot return to the Vorakasha Oasis in this state. Merely perform a cleansing pilgrimage, and it will be well. A cleansing pilgrimage? Will that take a long time? Will it be dangerous? You need not be so concerned as to the details of Mahir's deeds. After all, there shall be little room for her in the praises that shall be sung of me. She knows this road well, but in her weak and helpless state, were she to be attacked on the way, I doubt there'd be anything left of her. What Pine was hearing is that things will be fine as long as we escort her. Don't worry, we're very experienced at this sort of thing. Didn't you help me here earlier, Sorosh? I'm sorry, you could have done that even without our help, right? This is my duty, not hers. Shouldn't you help each other out at times like this? Each party has their own mission, and just like this cleansing pilgrimage, we must undertake those tasks ourselves. Duties have some also not allow ourselves to take. I can't read that fast.
To ashes! Motion to compel!
Let's appraise the value on this. This weather's got me in the mood for reciting some laws.
We're finally out of there. We can already see the Harvest Poticum. And we can also see the sign of a Pausha. We won't be able to relax, so we managed to fix the crisis above us. That's true, but let's prioritize escorting Mahir on her cleansing pilgrimage so she can regain her spotless form and return to her companion's side. But isn't it awful that she's been fighting all this time, but now that she's injured, she can't even go back? One who cleaves to life and self-protection despite being filled with such filth is unworthy of Yasnapadi's chronicle. What are you saying, Sorosh? Mahir's been fighting all by herself to fulfill her mission all this time. She's been very brave. We should remember what she's done and praise her for it. Only humans require such things as courage. We Apari have no need of it. Sorosh speaks the truth. We Apari have known our purpose since birth, and we only live to serve that purpose. We do not require remembrance. Perhaps being forgotten might even be for the best. But if the day comes when none mentions us again, then surely the entire earth must have been purged of all calamity. There will be no more sacrifices to be sung of, for there will be no more sufferings to be remembered. I believe that shall be a wonderful day. Mahir, that day is yet distant, not before I make the sacrifice that will extinguish the sign of a Pausha, at least. Let us not waste daylight here. We should complete the cleansing pilgrimage as soon as possible. We should not allow this preamble to delay us so. I am the protagonist of this hymn, I alone. Thank you for walking this difficult path with me. I believe that the road shall be far smoother ahead. Would you like us to continue on together? Let's go together. This is also fine by me. We're back. Guess your cleansing pilgrimage is done, huh, Mahir? And that means your defilement issues have been solved, right? I have indeed completed the cleansing pilgrimage, but it couldn't have been done without your aid. The wind and waters here are good, and the wondrous energy cycles here. For now, there is no need to worry about the defilement. Yeah, this place sure is better than the valley full of purple mist. It's definitely got that soul-purifying feeling to it. Purifying, indeed. That was easier than Paimon thought. Now that Mahir's clear of this defilement, other Pari aren't going to reject her anymore, right? You can finally take a rest after all the trouble you went through, Mahir. And Soros is now closer to obtaining the chaplet as well. That's right, everyone wins. A fitting end for Mahir, perhaps, but not for me. My ending will not be something so ordinary or peaceful, or as insignificant as you are, Pale Floater. Paimon isn't insignificant. Well, not that Paimon's very heavy or anything either. My end shall be glorious, radiant, like that of the divine bird Simurgh. I shall split into infinite motes of Kavarina, cleansing the world of its impurity. That which Mahir has done cannot be compared to what I shall yet accomplish. Yet there is only one Simurgh, and there is only one Soros. There's no need to imitate others. My Yasnapati, it is clear now that you do not understand Simurgh's greatness, nor do you rate the tragic vow and resolve of his Pari as you should. You speak but empty words, born of your witlessness. My mind is made up, my heart set. I will not be moved. Paimon doesn't get Soros at all. Why does she insist on sacrificing herself to deal with the sign? And why is she so cold to Mahir? Well, the way things look right now, Mahir's the one with deeds to her name. So what you're saying is that Soros hasn't done anything yet? And if you think about it, Mahir has been doing her best to protect the land from corruption, but Soros? I'd say she's pretty anxious about that. Paimon kind of gets it now. Soros is worried that if we praise Mahir, we won't do the same for her afterwards, so she wants to do something even greater. Oh, come on, isn't she just afraid that Mahir will still hear Vasnapati? She doesn't need to worry about that. We're born flatterers, aren't we, Lumine? Let Paimon think. Let's put 4 lines of praise for Soros in that hymn or whatever she's always going on about, and 2 for Mahir. That way, everyone wins. Okay. This next one is kind of long. There are 4 whole paragraphs. It is also like paragraph-wise acoustic Ricky. I'm not actually like reading it. I'm just like I just have it open just so I can see like the length of the things, and then when I'm not sure how far into it we are, I'll skim until I get to the point where I am. I'm not spoiling the whole thing for myself. That's no fun. But it's like 3 times, no, not 3 times, more like 2 times as long as the one we just did. It's 4 whole paragraphs. The next one is actually a little bit smaller, it looks like. Okay. There's a total of 12 achievements that you get from this. I kind of want to obtain them all at once. We're at 5. Where am I going? This one. How am I supposed to get up there? I think I'm supposed to go, like, up. Probably. I like the music of this place. I actually sometimes in my free time, or like when I'm just playing Genshin, I'll mute the in-game music and then just play the Genshin playlist on Spotify. I actually have an entire playlist that I made separately that has all of my favorite Genshin songs so far that I've just like heard while listening to that playlist. There's a thingy down here. Okay. Then we'll teleport back up. And let my stamina regen before I activate this.
certainly worth the extra mile.
Okay. So theoretically, if I go through this cave, I'll come out over there. This place is a bit creepy. What? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Fancy looking tree. May not be so easy. Well, judging by how long the description of the quest is, it doesn't seem like it's very easy. There's a person. This is the sage guy. Or the guy that's equivalent to a sage. It's you, Nasjuna. What are you doing here? Honored envoy of Kavarina, and you two are Vasnapati and her companion, I suppose? Just call us Lumion and Paimon, since I have been given such permission that allow me to call you by those names. Do you two remember what I mentioned earlier about how we skeptics have been searching for the Kori drums? It was about them being important items for some ritual or something, yeah. Well, while I can see that the proper terms were not remembered, that is the essence of the matter, yes. The two of you have been acknowledged by Kavarina's envoy, and yet you know little of our glorious history. I fear that you may be led astray by heresies and heterodoxies from the forest. Allow me then to explain the history of the Barsum and the Kori drums. I'll be honest, I'm not so concerned with this. Yeah, the stuff Nasjuna says is even harder to understand than the stuff Sorish talks about. Probably didn't catch any of it the first time. In that case, say it more often, Nasjuna, until even one such as Paimon can remember every last word. In that case, let's just hear it once, shall we? Lumion has a good memory. It'll be fine as long as she remembers. Long ago, our predecessors worked to quell the disaster that occurred in this land and formed a profound friendship with the Pari. Barsum's familiar had a preference for music, so we crafted Kori drums for her. During the ceremony where our bonds with the Pari were made official, 5 drums had to be gathered and played according to the scores. Though the Kori drums are long lost, the drum scores have withstood the corrosion of the sandstorms. As you can see, they have been almost perfectly preserved. Words shall nary describe the true magnificence of that occasion. When the Kori drums sounded, all things reverberated in unison. It felt as if their sound could freely traverse space and time. Those who witnessed it were all shaken to the core. Even the elements themselves were stirred. Sounds like a very lively time. It's a shame that we skeptics failed to pass on our legacy, resulting in the loss of all the Kori drums. And however loudly we cried out, Barsum's familiar would never again utter a word in response. Barsum's familiar, is this the Rosh Nu Sorosh mentioned before? Is that who we're talking about? But why wouldn't she respond to the Order of Skeptics' call? The Pari and the Order of Skeptics both value traditions and ceremony, so there is routine to our actions. They talk about traditions, but then they lost their drums. This is hardly a peaceful land. That such things would happen is little surprise. Okay, seems like getting Rashnu back to the Vorakasha Oasis with us won't be easy. That is so, we will need to collect all the Kori drums and play them according to their score. Thankfully, I have never once given up searching for the lost drums. I have been gathering the relevant clues even before your arrival. As one might have expected of you, Lord Nasaraya. There is no need to flatter me. After all, if Aryadeva had not... My apologies. I refer to an elder amongst the Order of Skeptics who left for Sumeru City to work on his light novels, The Dreaded Things. This heavy responsibility would not have fallen to me otherwise. He became a light novelist? He rambled on and on about how warring against the Yai Publishing House editor and opponent's ingenious invocation TCG should still be considered war, but if you ask me, he's just turning into a ridiculous old geezer. But he's still an elder who knows more about our heritage than I do, so I have to ask him for information regardless of any disagreements we might have. He's reluctant to answer any questions that don't have to do with light novels and card games, though. It took me 3 whole questions to receive a single reply. Anyway, it took me a great deal of effort just to gather clues about the quarry drums. Yay, new clues, but Nasjuna, if you had the clues all along, why didn't you go look for the lost quarry drums yourself? That's an easy one to answer. Luminia, it seems like you're not in possession of a vision. That's right, I'm not. And yet you're capable of bending the elements to your will. What an enviable gift. Unfortunately, I wasn't blessed with such a gift. So it is good that you are here. I mean, we could save quite a lot of trouble for Lady Sorish with your help. Otherwise, I would have to make other arrangements. But just as I said before, it seems that even fate is on my side. Lady Sorish and you two, please come with me. Hidden treasures may be found closer by than we think. Oh God. Okay, we're on second paragraph. That's not too bad. It's just a lot of
Every
reading,
journey has its
I
final
guess.
day. Don't rush.
Where's this little Oculus? Is it like on top of the tree? Probably. That's not what I meant to do. That's strange. There's no path here at all. Seems like you're not all that good a guide, Nashuna. There are signs of rockfall. You're observant indeed, honored envoy. I am inclined to think that monster activity caused the rocks to collapse and thus blocked this. Well, let us call it a path. But you may leave this to me, everyone. This problem only requires a little spark to solve. As for safety concerns, please stand back a bit. Is he gonna blow it up? Ashduna cleans the stone crevice before putting a small pack inside. He fills the cup back up, retrieves a safe distance, and lights the fuse. The large rock blocking the way splinters into smaller pieces, and when the dust finally clears, a great gate appears in its wake. Well, that's it for those stone blocks blocking the way. Wait, why is there still a gate in the way? It does seem quite sturdy. We used to be able to pass through. As for the breaking the seal of this great gate, we'll need your help, you two. Well, I guess that falls to us, huh? Oh, hello.
Stabilize.
Incinerate! Life goes on.
Okay.
We may leave at any time.
Oh, jeez.
Motion to compel.
Eyes on me!
Boom boom! Tch. Tch. Ha. Tch.
A drum! This place is full of gray crystals. Susan looks around a bit before collecting some scattered records and browsing through them. It is not too far from what I expected. The mechanism that sealed the Dendro drum was once here, but it has been destroyed. There are even some notes here that show where the other quarry drums might be found. Oh. Lovely. As the elders put it, when the quarry drums were lost in a single night, the order of skeptics was overcome with great grief. Losing the drums meant losing the bridge that connected them to Barson's familiar, and from then on, the young were never again able to listen to her teachings. This was a grave incident indeed. Great efforts were made by all to search for the drums thereafter, but few gains were made due to the obstruction posed by the defiled energies. According to the elders, this is one of those old locations. But as you have seen, those without the power to combat the brute might of the defilement, those who cannot wield the elements, and those who have not obtained the trust of Calvarina's envoy are unable to reach this place. Aryadeva also attempted to retrieve the Dendro drum here in his youth, but he did not succeed and has been silent about the matter ever since. A sense of responsibility, perhaps, or was it pride that closed his mouth? You know, you said that the Order of Skeptics had a terrible relationship with the Academia. Paimon thought that you'd all just stay here. Now that there's that big hole in the sky, never mind coming back to help out. Don't you think it's kind of weird that he's just over in Samara City writing his novels and playing his cards? Perhaps he can achieve in fantasies what he cannot in reality. You mean writing the story of his failures into a light novel? But oh god, let's go look something up. Into a light novel, but changing the ending? How's that supposed to solve a real life problem? People need hope in their lives, even if it isn't real. Well, Paimon thinks that sticking together is our best chance of fixing this sky hole problem. It concerns Soros too, after all. You're concerned Paimon's rather wasted on one destined for so grand to sacrifice his eye. Or perhaps I should say that evaluating the choices of fates of others is, itself, an overly prideful act. Paimon just... let me help Paimon out here. We're just here to complete a commission. Shouldn't we be saying that we can't just let you be? Forgive me saying so, but such thoughts might be a bit unprofessional for adventurers and specialists. Regardless, now that we know where the quarry drums are specifically, we just need to retrieve them all. Although the trial here has been destroyed, that may not be the case in other places. Whether they are or not shall be little issue. Let us leave that task to my Yasnapati. This should be no issue to someone of her caliber, no? Of course, we're professionals, you know. In that case, you can find the other quarry drums so long as you follow these notes. I leave that to the two of you. Good luck. Right, Lumine, remember to record the drum scores on the stone walls. We'll definitely need them at some point. Holy hell.
A walk would be
Solidify!
Back off! Motion to compel!
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was gonna make me take pictures of them or not. Okay. We get to go all over the place. Okay. Terrifying. Hello? I'm pushing E.
Solidify!
Okay.
To ashes!
You're right. Motion to compel.
Stabilize!
Incinerate. Faster. Okay, faster. Play.
Eyes on me!
Sacred name, fortune preserver. Wasn't there something?
Okay. I don't want the teleport point, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get up there. Well, find motives before the trial goes out. I don't know where they all are. All right. Drum. do this one next, I guess.
Gather! This is order!
Life goes on. Incinerate!
What the hell? Is it the same thing, but it's electro this time?
Motion to compel!
Stabilize!
Wrap up the flame!
Okay, next. Is this hydro? I mean, I see a hydro sigil right here. Or hydro symbol,
Starting to
not
lose
sigil.
count.
What? I don't understand. What? How am I supposed to grab that? I really don't understand. Collect 4 dendro particles. Can I climb on the wall? Because I can't use it while I'm in the water. Actually, hold on. I know. I can't configure parties. I say what? I have an idea. The fuck is she? There she is.
I await your
Aha! Okay. I don't know how you're supposed to do that, but I did it. Damn it. Okay, I did it.
I'm here.
Should be nearby. Okay. So we did all that. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Next, we just need to put the Cory drums back in their original places before performing the piece according to the score on the stone walls, right? Rosna will definitely be happy to answer us when she hears her favorite music. Do excuse my presumption, but the ritual that bound the Order of Skeptics to Pari is one of great significance. I think that would only be proper Order of Skeptics regulation if its big Nanapati, that is to say myself, were to preside over it. Yeah, but we were the ones who got all the 5 Cory drums. Even if you were Lady Sorge's Yathnapati, I believe this to be out of line. Or should I call this prideful presumption upon her favor? Lady Sorish is Kavarina's envoy. She might have behaved more amicably to the two of you on account of your aid in fulfilling her destined mission. Yet this is but a manifestation of her virtue and not any credit of yours. Do not forget your place. Give praise and stand in awe of her every action, as you should. Well, that's what you say, but even though Sorish always acts all high and mighty, Paimon doesn't think she's all that great, or that distant from us. That does not sound like something that shall be written into a hymn of praise. Well, I'd say it's praise enough by Paimon standards. Well, what about you then, Lumine? Do you want to play the Kori Gems and awaken the familiar of Barsum for me? I'm not a bad performer. Exactly. Cooking, combat, errands, espionage, we can do it all. This is definitely way easier than extinguishing the sign of a Pausha. We're not going to trip up here. And yet adventurers you remain, rough folk of the outdoors. It would be best if I handle such critical matters related to our history and tradition as this. Now Soraya, she is the Vasanapati I have chosen, and now she willingly serves. Will you bar our path? I have no reason to doubt your decisions, astute as they are. Then it is concluded. Speak no more. Come, Lumine, this momentous task is yours. Don't you worry. Oh, I have no fear. You are my Vasanapati after all. Well, if you say so, Sorish, then leave this to us. Just relax, Nastajuna. We know the Kori Gems are very important. Lumine's not going to ruin them or anything. Mind the Kori Gems of according. Still remember how to perform. I'm a bit confused, but okay. Why are there only 5 gems instead of like 7, like for the 7 nations? Because they each have their own like symbol for the different elements. Half empty, half full. Half empty, half full. Huh? Okay, wait. I am confused. Jeez, that's so difficult to figure out. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't realize you could jump really high. Half empty, half full. Half full. Damn it. Half full, empty full. Oh. Half full. Oh my goodness. Ah, Barsum's familiar has answered our call. She must be Rashnu. Don't you think she seems kinda tired, though? Looks like we might need to help her out somehow. That this is Rashnu indeed, but perhaps we could have a nice meal? That's right, grub. Meat, veggies, sweet, salty. Ooh, what should we get? Actually, hang on. Do Pari enjoy human food at all? Perhaps a repeat performance might do? So noisy. So sleepy. Paimon kinda thought this might go differently. You know, like a moving reunion after so many years. Not gonna happen? You are Sorish. I recognize you. That's right, this is my Yasnapati Lumion and her companion Paimon, and this is the Nasarai of the Order of Skeptics. The Skeptics, Yasnapati, do not wish to know about these human affairs. Humans and their drums are so noisy. I threw them into different places so I could sleep in peace. Wait, so this was all a misunderstanding? Well, that's one huge misunderstanding when you say even Paimon doesn't do that. How? But our documents recorded this so very clearly. Nor did Lady Sorish say anything against this. You must have slumbered too long here, Rashnu, muddling your memory of these affairs. Surely the scattering of the Corabantes was meant to select those who might clear the trials, with those who could not solve such a small problem proving unfit to call themselves Yasnapati. For how then would they aid me in my great work of extinguishing the sign of Apausha? The sign. I'm so tired, but this is not the time to sleep. Yes, you see, Lumi truly deserves the title of Yasnapati. She has helped me immensely, but her help alone is not enough. Rashnu, I need yours as well. Ah, I get it. It was Zervan who... She too approves of me, of course. Alright, Rashnu, will you come with me to the Vorukasha Oasis? Well, it is not impossible. Barsum's familiar, please wait. I have many queries regarding the skeptics' traditions. Human business. Later, perhaps. We can talk later. Perhaps after I sleep for a bit. Maybe then. Nasarai, do you not have any other things to attend to? We can save your business with Rashnu for another day. Yes, I will return to camp to accomplish that which I should. You know, Paimon kind of feels bad for Nasajuna right now. I'm afraid this isn't something we can butt into. Yeah, Nasajuna and Sorish have known each other for a long time. They can settle this stuff between them, can't they? Whatever the case, if you come with us to the Vorukasha Oasis, Rashnu, Sorish will be one step closer to getting the shoplet. Together. Now, let's go together. Going together with humans? Alright. Okay. Well now, if it isn't Soroshin or Yasnapati, you sure did come back quickly, and while this might sound rude, you have exceeded my expectations. Whether it be foolish Mahir or ignorant Rashnu, I have personally saved them and brought them back to our Sea of Flowers. You will see me in a different light now, I trust, Elder? Paimon thinks it's more accurate to say that we saved them together. Lumin put in tons of work too. You speak too much. I was planning to elevate you too to the position of my Yasnapati, but if you will be so petty, Pale Floater, it seems I must reconsider my decision. Well, actually, never mind. Who wants to be your Yasnapati anyway? Now, it may seem strange to say so, but I believe myself and my Yasnapati to be of the same root and stem, indivisible. And just as the heroes of legend should have many helpers, my Yasnapati's work shall also count for my glory. It also goes without saying that a pari who shall do such a supreme deed as I will not peddle on the foolishness that is stealing others' credit. Therefore, yes, Napati mine, feel free to add your deeds to the hymn, for thus shall my great deeds seem all the greater for it. By your leave, your grace. Oh, stop it with the silly roleplay already. That's right, we're quite used to you talking like this, Sorish, but Zerva's right over there looking at us like we're a bunch of idiots. Now let us not speak of things unrelated. Just as we agreed before, Elder, you can give me the twin-horned chaplet now, yes? Well, we did, but I can't give you the chaplet. Wait, are you going back on your word? Now, the chaplet is a symbol of Kavarina's recognition. How could it be given away based on private whims? Amidst the countless motes of Kavarina created by the transformed divine bird, only we Pari have been blessed with intelligence. It is thus that we are able to communicate with the remaining consciousness within the mother tree and guide the power of Kavarina. But not all Pari may possess such authority. Only the Bloom Guards, those who prove worthy successors to the divine bird's aspirations and of the curses see that wish through, may gain the chaplet, the crown that contains wisdom. Come then, pray along with me to the invincible Kavarina. If you have been acknowledged, then our God will grant you the chaplet herself. So everyone recites the words of an ancient hymn and Sorish joins her. It is as if 1,000 birds sing out at once, and as if 100 flowers respond. Oh, I have a new one now. Okay. Ooh, so the chaplet just grows out of your head? Well, this didn't go as we thought, but I guess we've got our twin-horned chaplet now, Sorish. You look much more reliable than before. Ah, of course, I am the destined Bloom Guard after all. Now I need only offer myself as a sacrifice to extinguish the sign of Aposha. And there you go, ruining our impression of you right away. But since you've got the chaplet, Sorish, now we can go find that great song of Kavarina thing, right? Pyra remembers Nashuna saying that we'll need to collect enough of those great songs we want to perform that rite of his, and then we can pass through the darkness. But who knows if his words can be relied on or not? That is the rite of Shinvat. Now, is this new Nasajuna you speak of from the Order of Skeptics? To think that any human remembers that rite. I thought that it had been lost. I did once travel alongside human heroes to cross the darkness through the rite and cleanse the impurities tainting the mother tree. Hey, looks like he wasn't mistaken then. When that happened, I was the only one who personally used the Kavarina to repair the seal that held the darkness at bay. Later, I was the one who fused the strongest Kavarina collected there into 5 great songs, which I used to purify the land. The skeptics should not have knowledge of the great song's existence if they relied merely on their traditional records. Maybe Nasajuna is just that interested in researching documents. Maybe there are some documents he found elsewhere that you don't know about, Zervat. That would make him all the more suspicious. As I understand it, there are indeed others who would be interested in the great songs. All the same, with you there, I believe such small matters should be no obstacle. In any case, Sorish has only just obtained the chaplet and cannot collect enough Kavarina. If we wish to conduct the rite of Shinvat now, we will need the power of the great songs. At that time, after I scattered the monsters that had invaded our sea of flowers, the great songs were scattered across the land. Only one was hidden by me within the flowers of the Sunyata Lake here, kept away for a future time of need. Now that Sorish has attained the authority to touch the great songs, you can first go to obtain this one. As to the rest, you shall have to seek them out yourself. Safeguard them well. Do not let them fall into the hands of suspicious people. I would also ask you to take care of Sorish for me. Though she may have obtained the acknowledgement of Kavarina, I fear that wisdom and intelligence have never been prerequisites for becoming a Bloom Guard. Okay. Whoa, something weird came out from the lake. What the hell is going on with my... Okay. Is that a great song of Cavarina? You know, it looks kind of cute, actually. It's a lot bigger than all the Cavarina we've seen previously. Maybe we could call it Great Cavarina for short. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Doesn't seem to be acting weird. Okay. I guess it's fine. Paimon didn't think that something this cute could be this good at cleansing the impurities, though. Well, Sorish is much the same. Pleasing to the ear, those words are not, but I shall take it that you praised my majesty nonetheless. Okay.
Osmanthus.
Bruh. Well, that's one great Cavarina down. Next, we just... Oh, wait a moment. We don't know where the rest are, do we? No need to fret. I've already commanded Nasaraya regarding this matter. He already knows where the other 4 may be found. We need only have him guide us. Well, do you doubt my judgment? Well, Paimon just thinks that Nascuna's documents aren't all that reliable. This is different from the matter of the drums. The locations of the great songs of Cavarina were not found by consultation of the skeptics' traditions, but through Nasaraya's own painstaking studies. Apart from the ones locked within the ruins, I have personally checked the rest. There will be no errors. Be assured, Pale Floater, I am the destined Bloom Guard now. Would I make such mistakes? Alright then, Paimon's not very assured, mind you. We can always go ask Nasujuna first and stuff. Didn't he say he'd meet us at the camp? Such considerations are unnecessary. Yours is to simply follow me and record mine accomplishments. Lady Source, your present form is most astounding indeed. Gazing upon your mighty form, I know in my heart that you must have been crowned the bloom guard of the party, acknowledged by all. Startle not, human, this is my calling from the beginning. Of course, such majesty is only to be expected of the honored envoy, one who shall obtain the great songs of Kavarina and extinguish the sign of Apausha. Indeed, your words are most suited to be inscribed in the hymns that should be written in mine honor. Nashtun is still his usual self. Paimon's not sure how to feel about this. Ah yes, Nastapati, Paimon, you too deserve thanks in this matter. Though your endeavors are not but the afterglow of the envoy's mighty works, your labor in Lady Sorash's successful obtaining of her crown shall not be avoided. That's not how it went, buddy, but we'll just take this as your way of saying thanks. Our mission now is to search for the great songs of Kavarina, and the long-awaited rite may then be performed. Speaking of the great songs, they are inextricably linked to the destiny of us skeptics. Is it story time again? But Zervan said that you guys don't know about the great song's existence, you know? Yes, it is indeed true that the ancient rites have stopped being passed down through our order. If I had relied solely on our traditions, I suspect that even the rite of Shinvat might still be shrouded in mystery. But I gained access to a large batch of long-lost documents from a very learned scholar. That was where I learned about the great songs. Those documents recorded a great number of things that the traditional hymns of our order have never written of. That also inspired in me the desire to reform our order. That doesn't really help, you know. Your traditions are already pretty suspect. How are we supposed to trust these documents then? They might have come out of nowhere for all we know. Enough. These sideshows are not fit to be written to my songs. If you so wish to tell truth from falsehood, then let us go and see for ourselves rather than quibble here. Why, if I do not offer myself as a sacrifice to save this land soon, those who come after may read these texts and suspect that I was a spirit of laxity. No, how could that be? I did not believe any would hold to such contemptuous thoughts. Paimon thinks that you just want us to hurry up and collect those great Kavarina, Soresh. Wait, since when did Paimon become your translator? To think that you, Pale Floater, should understand my thoughts best. Since it is your command, great envoy, allow me to lead the way. It seems that you have obtained one of the great songs. It is just as well, then, that I have discovered the locations of the remaining 4. Although I have not been to those underground ruins myself, I am as familiar with them as I am with this camp. That seems like an overstatement, but alright. Well, the great songs are items that I do desire to win, especially after all that effort. Well, let's not speak of unrelated matters. Come with me, everyone. Why is it only saying 3? Okay. Okay. This actually isn't going as slowly as I thought it would.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's.
No. It's where the great song cover no lies. Lovely.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Okay. Ah! I thought it was gonna be like items. Okay. Ruin Golem. Comes with limits of sand. Interesting. That has something to do with Conria. Conria begins to fascinate me more and more the further I go into, like, the story of Genshin. What the fuck? That looks like a ruined golem. Ruined golems are the big ones. That's a Fubashi tree, isn't it? Hey, what's wrong? Is there anything we can do to help? Everyone's lost here. If only we could go back together. Okay. Behold, the moment of destiny is at hand. This is just a normal mechanical door. I mean to say that as long as we open this mechanical door, we will gain access to the ruins. This is my first time entering a Darian ruin, you know? It is so surprising that I might be excited. You sound so confident earlier. That Paimon thought you must have explored loads of ruins. Well, I can't claim to have personally explored them, but with this copy of Rain's investigation notes written as it is by an excellent scholar of ancient histories, it is as though I were there in the flesh. Rain's investigation notes. Have you never heard of it? I thought that only one sequestered in a distant desert such as I would not have heard of such a brilliant scholar. These notes contain a lot of records left by the people of Dari. According to the author, he once discovered knowledge that surpasses mortals in these ruins. This sounds hard to believe by the moment. Leaving that aside for the moment, now that we have these notes, entering these Darian ruins should be a simple matter. If you don't believe me, let's test this. For example, if we'd like to open this device... Oh, there we go. Turn the gears such that all three types of ruins are displayed. Ensure that the square ruin is connected to the triangular ruin at the top without changing said triangle. Simply do as I instruct and we should be fine. Okay. The fuck does that mean? Okay, obviously not. No! Damn it. There we go. Finally came in handy.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Explore these ruins further first. It's just a ruin golem. It's not really ruins. Thus we finally reached the heart of these ruins. Now then, as the one amongst us who has done a fair amount of research into Darian ruins, allow me to tell you all about it. According to the notes I have, this was once a proving ground where the Darians would conduct research and tests. The great sounds of Caparina we seek is at the deepest part of this facility. If we want to reach it, we'll first have to Oh, what the fuck? You were just saying that you've done your homework and you're fumbling about already? Well, the makeup of these ruins really is too complicated. I doubt anyone could fully understand the principles behind the mysterious machines that Darians use just from descriptions alone. Let me see. Ah, there we go. Looks like our current position is that of the control hub for the entire proving ground. If we wish to reach the Great Song, we must first activate the entire ruin's control mechanisms. To do so, we have to solve an energy issue. Though the people of Dari are said to have been able to use the power of impurity to operate machines and master monsters, it seems that these ruins don't do so. On the contrary, it seems that they use a form of energy known as azosite. It was drawn from pure elemental energy before being formed into blocks. That means that as long as we find an energy block of this kind, we will be able to provide energy to these cores, after which we should be able to settle any other problems with ease. That sounds troublesome. Now, if only we could simply settle this through combat. Well, let's begin then. Ah, raring to go, I see. That's the envoy's Yasunapati, indeed. In that case, I will leave the work of searching for the energy block to you. This is a set of schematics that shows the layout of the proving road. I'm sure you'll put it to good use. In the meantime, I have some other things I must examine. As such, I'll wait for you to return here. With the honored envoy by your side, this shall be child's play. I know it. If you encounter any issues, just examine these schematics a bit more closely. I think I'll be fine. Just a giant puzzle, basically. How do I open the doors? I'm already a little confused. Came in for there. Okay. No, we came in through here. What? Door shut just as we entered. Okay, that makes me think I'm going the right way. Anything else here? No? Just a giant gear? Okay. Time for a fight here in a second.
Gather!
Incinerate!
Solidify!
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains.
It moves so slowly. What's the energy block we're looking for? Okay. They're hiding something, obviously. Okay. I don't need the schematic. I'm gonna have a fight here in a second.
Gather!
Damn.
Rise. Wow.
Bruh.
Oh,
Could you stop?
I didn't feel that.
Dude, I can't move. Jesus Christ.
Faster? Okay, faster. Wasn't there something in here?
Okay. What? Okay.
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it. Certainly worth the extra mile.
Jesus, I wasn't ready to fall down. I guess I was, okay. Set that there, but I still need another one.
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it.
Okay, now to understand what the fuck I'm doing. What? No. Okay. I don't understand. I really don't. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Oh. This is an answer for shit.
Where do you want to go next?
Okay.
If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spot.
Is it just as the notes say? You're back already? But judging from your appearance, you must have found the energy block we require. I've examined these energy cores. They are very well preserved. Now all that is needed is to install the energy block into them. And that I shall leave in your hands. The energy cores have been filled. Now we should be able to activate the control systems. Huh? That wasn't what I was expecting. Is there a problem somewhere? It seems as if we'll need to have a look at the control center where the relays are, which is fine. It's on the way to the proving ground all the same. Well, no, it seems the control center is in the direction you previously came from. Since that's the case, let's go together. That's what I was supposed to do first. As I thought, the problem lies with these relays. The energy from the energy cores isn't reaching them. We need to find a way to connect them. And some of the relays in this place have been sealed in crystal, but since these ruins don't use impurities as an energy source, they shouldn't have come to the attention of Kavarina at all. The only explanation for that has to be this place was intentionally sealed by someone with the ability to use Kavarina. But why would they do that? What are they trying to hide? Well, I suppose this can be discussed later. Our current task is still to use Kavarina's power to remove the gray crystals that have formed those seals. There should be fireworks nearby that contain Kavarina's power. I believe you can sense it too, mighty envoy. Of course. Are you doubting my majestic power as the Bloom Guard? Hardly, I would never dare. Please, great and eminent envoy, guide us. We just need to find the fireworks, remove the gray crystals, and then use the mixer once again to connect these relays. Okay. Now I do this stuff. Proceed along that path.
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Okay. Actually, no, the work here is not done. I have one thing to investigate. Strange. Okay. Great envoy and her honored Nesnabadi, I fear that this is as far as I may attend you. And what's the problem this time? According to the text, the road ahead is full of perils that an ordinary mortal may bear. Once we go in here, we shall be within the proving ground that the Darians once used to test their machines. There is even an incomplete prototype of a giant machine amongst them. The copied Darian records in my notes say that this place was once modified for use as fortifications from which the monsters could be attacked, although it didn't see much use in that regard. Strange, isn't it? Why would the Darians who triggered the defiling disaster create machines to fight monsters? All the same, now that we have activated the control systems for these ruins, the defensive mechanisms within the proving ground must also have been activated. The great song we are searching for should be within that golem. Though I am stymied, I suspect that it will prove easy for you all. Please allow me to stay here and await your return, so that we may be able to obtain all the great songs of Kavarina. Well, you are indeed but a mere human. Such a request is to be expected. By your gracious leave, then. Well, I guess Noxygen is slipping off at the moment. Still, Paimon's a lot happier now that the two of you won't be bouncing off each other for a while. So it's a battle arena of some kind? Okay, hold on, let me get this off my screen. There we go. That weird cannon emerged from the ground. Are they trying to say that we should shoot that big machine over there? Such a thoughtful design. Your imagination truly is wild, Pale Floater. Did Nasiraya not say earlier that this place was modified from its original form as a proving ground for testing machine functionality? It appears that the device we unlocked earlier was meant to be used to activate the proving ground. It seems that the modifications did not include the dismantling of the original devices. A most helpful discovery indeed. In that case, my yes nobody, the honor of operating this cannon shall be yours. Why are these machines suddenly attacking us?
Stabilize!
Power that ended hot. Shia. Shia. Ha. Ta. Ta. Ha. Ha. Ta. Ta. Shia. Shia. Ha.
Gather!
Life goes on.
Solidify! Stabilize. Gather.
Orders given. Orders received. Inadmissible evidence! Jia. 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 Ha. Jia. 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 Ha. Jia. Jia. Ha. Ha.
Stabilize. I will have order.
Let's go to the machine and see what I find. Caverina. Okay. Interesting. I don't really understand anything that I just read there.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
As one might expect with the great envoy in Yasnapati, neither the Dari machines nor the creatures of Dev were able to stop you. When did you get in here, Nasjuna? Why, I was watching your wondrous battle from the side, and oh, what a sight it was. Then, upon seeing that you had the great song in hand, I rushed to meet with you, of course. Good work, all of you, and while we're on this topic, perhaps you might give the great songs of Kavarina to me for safekeeping? I mean, well, how should I say this, give me a greater sense of my participation in our grand endeavor. Hell no! I don't want to give you shit. We didn't do all that much from the start, and anyways, Yvonne said that we shouldn't give the great songs of Kavarina away carelessly. Oh, don't say that. I mean, I have done so much research on them. I'm sure that a little examination on my part would be of help later. For example, we can find out why these great songs of Kavarina have come to be hidden in these ruins. And this is not the time for stories now, Soraya. Oh, I have a headache. Okay, I think I'm going to end stream earlier than I intended because I have a horrible headache that is refusing to go away. So we're going to end stream here. And we'll continue this another day. Ow, my head. Okay. I've had a headache all day, but it's just like refusing to go away at all. Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I don't really have plans for when I'll be streaming next. I have to put that into the stream schedule. I've been pretty bad about it lately because work has been exhausting me because we're so short-staffed at the moment, but that should change soon. So hopefully I'll start to be able to follow my schedule a lot easier. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this stream. I love you all. I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Tell me now what you gonna